Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over the June ban list as well as what I think about the ban list as a whole. However, I'm just going to let you guys know real quickly, I have seen the list. However, I do want to explain what I think about it as well as what I'm excited about looking at the next format. But of course, starting off, we of course have the Cyberstein. Of course, Cyberstein is used in so many FTKs where honestly, it's been a problem before. If we don't stop it now, it's going to become a problem in the future. Only reason why I really have a problem with this, of course, is because one of my friends at my locals actually plays a Cyberstein FTK, like, Valence build or whatever. And that thing is quite annoying because it just keeps summoning on monsters. And it's just a one-card combo. Honestly, Cyberstein had to go, really. Nothing else to really say about that. Of course, next we have the Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow. Honestly, I think it's a little soon to hit the deck the way that they did. If anything, I think that they should have just hit the Soul Piercing Armor and just called it there. However, the deck is very good at just using resources and just getting a big board onto the field off of just one card, and this does kind of slow that down a good bit, making it not so much a one-card combo. But it's still, it's still playable, I believe. I could be wrong. Super Heavy Samurai players, please let me know down in the comments if this is going to just kill the deck or if it's going to actually just make it a little bit more reactable or whatever. Honestly, I think they should have hit the Soul, whatever armor. The thing that just inflicts burn damage. Moving on, we have number 86, Diablos the Mind Hacker. Obviously, Kashtira is still playable. If you guys have seen the rest of this list, Kashtira is still playable, and I think that without Diablosis, it's a lot more fair. Like, I'm not going to say it's the most fair deck, but it can't set up its 9 zone lock turn 1, as well as it doesn't have the alternate win condition of just being able to banish all of the cards off of your deck. So really, honestly, Diablosis needed to go. I was actually right about this one. I forgot to include Cyberstein in my prediction. There's a lot of cards that I forgot to mention, but I saw Diablosis. I did not see the Scarecrow, but continuing down, we have Opponent of the Red Lotus. Honestly, nobody at my locals plays it, so honestly, I don't really know how good it was, but just reading its effect is just really powerful. And then, of course, there's Branded Expulsion. I did talk about this on my prediction list, saying pretty much that this card had to go. However, they really shouldn't have just... They shouldn't have just hit this for Branded. They should have, also hit the Gimmick Puppet. Even though, yes, it hurts Gimmick Puppets, who's playing Gimmick Puppets anymore? Just saying. But anyway, Branded Expulsion, it's good that it's hit, but the new Fusion Monster, one of the Fusion Monsters, just does the same thing. It's less consistent, but really, nothing really there. Blaster, Dragon Ruler of Infernos. Honestly, I saw this coming because of the new, Legendary Duelist Fire set or whatever. This is just really good for, Volcanics, and I guess you could run in Salamangreat, so it's fine. Mathmech Circular, honestly, wasn't on my radar, just for the fact of, yes, Mathmech's a good deck, but the main problem with it is that it can easily just OTK with the, Update Jammer as well as Access Code Talker. So honestly, I like that they hit Circular. It really hurts the consistency of the deck without killing it. But really, nothing more to say about that. Psyframe Gear Gamma. Okay, so this is one of those that, yes, this card is annoying, and I think that it should have gotten a hit, maybe to 2. Putting it at 1, you're just running 1 copy of the brick and 1 copy of the actual good card. So honestly, I think that this is... I mean, it's fine. I'm not going to complain. I don't really play it all too much. I used it in Zombies. That's about it. Continuing down, of course, Danglong. This is where I admit to you guys that I actually started playing during, the Goki format, so I didn't really get to see much of... I didn't really get to see Danglong being used. Honestly, it's going... I know that for sure it's going to help, Sword Soul, and possibly even Dinos. If it's usable in Dinos, then of course I'll be ordering it. I haven't yet to order it because I don't really see a use for it in the current meta. Or at least for Dinos, at least. Kashtira Rise Heart to 1. honestly, I'm pretty sure that I called this as well. I can't remember. I called out so many cards for the list. But Castillo Rise Heart just being a easy to summon macrocosmos that you can run multiple copies of. Honestly, I don't see a problem with just limiting a Rise Heart because this does make it to where if you out it and keep it gone, then it's really not a big deal unless your opponent can just recycle it, but even then they can't do that all the time. Delicious Memory, like purely Delicious Memory. This was very like left field for me. I did not expect for them to hit this card so soon, seeing as Purely is still going to be getting new support. I see that, like, I know that they just wanted to kind of hit everything that's doing well this format, but honestly, in my opinion, Purely Delicious Memory makes it harder to get into Purely Plump. So, like, I like it. It makes it harder to actually be able to resolve, but they still shouldn't have hit this as soon as they hit the, of course, the, what's it? Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow. Honestly, they should have just left these two decks alone at this point. Continuing on, Naturia Sacred Tree. It's fine that they hit it. It was just used as a resource loop for Naturia Runic, or just pure Naturia, or whatever people were playing Naturia in. But Sacred Tree, when it's into the graveyard, just allows you to plus, and just being able to do that multiple times, like, it's fine. Fluffles has the same thing, but I think that the Sacred Tree is a very weird hit. Of course, moving on into the semi-limits, Orange Light, I mean, fair enough, that could come back. Cashier Unicorn should have gone to 1. Lightning Storm is a weird hit. It just makes trap decks better, which we don't want trap decks being better, of course, but really, just, I don't understand hitting this. Pot of Desires, I called this coming back, it did not come back. Runic Fountain should have gotten to 1. Engage could have easily come back to 3 if they banned the Hornet Drones, because Hornet Drones is just what makes it splashable in anything. But honestly, the way that I'm so excited about Engage coming back. It's actually the first deck that I'm going to be building after I get the rest of my cards. I ordered the entirety of the deck. It should be coming in fairly soon. I've got most of the cards already in, but it just hasn't. I just don't have, like, I'm missing 1 linkage and 2 copies of Multi-Rolls, which of course I will go over in just a second because that is, of course, later on this list. And then Sprite Starter. Honestly, I'm just glad that Sprite kind of got away with it on this list. Sprite really hasn't been doing all too much. Yes, it's topped a good bit, but it's mainly just splashing to other things. It could have gone to 1, and I think that it would have been fine. But if they hit like Blue or Jet, it would make it much less consistent. So honestly, I think that this going to 2 is fine. It could have gone to 1, but I'm not complaining. Blackwing Steam the Cloak, no longer on the list. Just summons a token. And it should, I think that it's fine. Without, of course, stuff like Alki Fibrax being in the list. Just having this is really no big deal. Gen X Ally Birdman, I did not play during the format where this was used, so I can't tell how powerful it's going to be. Okay, so I just looked up Gen X Ally Birdman. It's fine. Like, yeah, I guess you can use it as a rank 3 engine or possibly for synchros fairly easily, but honestly, I think that this is just... It's hard to say with this. This one is kind of scary now that I actually read it. I'd like to see what decks can actually use this. Like, of course, I think that Burning Abyss could use this pretty easily, or just any level 3 deck. Samsara Lotus. Okay, so honestly, it's not a good card. All I know is that it was part of an FTK a long time ago. Honestly, this shouldn't be any problem. Spiral Quick Fix, as long as they leave... Where is it? As long as they leave Master Plan bans, then honestly they could just release anything for Spirals. Lyrilisk, Recital Starling, they were only running 2 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Draco Face Off is pretty good for, of course, the Draco Slayer archetype. Honestly, as I said, I started playing during Goki format, so I don't know exactly the extent of this. However, all I know is that I have a few friends who are excited to play this deck, and I bet that Triff is extremely excited about this. And then, of course, the last thing that I want to cover is Sky Striker Mecha Modules Multi-Roll. Honestly, this card is fine at 3. I've been playing Master Duel where we have Multi-Roll at 3, Mobilize Engage at 2. The deck is good, it's just not overpowered. The only thing that really made it overpowered in Master Duel upon release was access to Max C, as well as, of course, something like Kaiser Coliseum. So really, the way that I see it is Sky Striker's fine. It's not going to be like the best deck of the format. Lots of people are afraid that it's going to be the best deck, when really I think that's still going to be Labyrinth because, of course, Lightning Storm is now at 2, which makes it harder to be able to disrupt the trap players. So really, I think that Sky Striker might just jump up to tier 1, maybe tier 2. But really, it's not that great until we get the new support. That new Link monster, though, I'm just going to say real quick, is crazy, and I cannot wait to play with it. But honestly, the way that I see this is this list, of course, is that Kashtira is still going to be one of the best decks of the format. Like, hands down, it's still going to be really good just being able to set up a Rise Heart, as well as possibly a Shangri Era. But honestly, the way that I see it is it's going to be playable. It's going to be one of the best decks. Then Sprite's still going to be good. Branded is still going to be good. Purely kind of falls off a good bit, as well as, of course, Super Heavy Samurai. But I think that with the new cards that were released off the list, like the Sky Striker cards, as well as, of course, the Draco cards, the Draco card. I think that this is going to be a very interesting format. I'm actually really looking forward to this. I think that it's just going to be really good and really enjoyable to play. But really, that's my opinion on the list. I think that they did a pretty good job with this. Of course, there were a few misses, like, of course, the Lightning Storm, as well as putting Runic Fountain and Sprite Starter to 2. Honestly, the rest of this list is pretty good. I think they could have hit Kashtira a little more by putting Unicorn to 1, and it would have been fine. But honestly, I think that this is just a pretty good list overall. I rate this pretty much I'd say a 6 or 7 out of 10. There was some more that I would have liked to have seen, but it's still really, really good where it's at. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be about it for the video. If you guys enjoyed or agreed, or maybe even disagreed with what I said in this video, please be sure to let me know down in the comments below about what you guys are excited about, what you guys are planning on building and playing in this new format, as well as if you guys are happy or upset with this list, and what you guys would think should be hit instead. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be about it. See ya.